Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Muhammad Atif and this is a summary of today's lesson. Today we started Unit 2 English Student Book, Lesson number 1. Unit 2 is about focus on reading, multiple matching technique, and in this unit we will talk about IGCSE students uh, talking about television and we will discuss what they say. Then we will talk about different types of television program, and then we will read about 21st century television and we will answer the questions. Then we will practice using would and wouldn't in spoken language, and we will read blogs from different people and match them with the answers given below. So these are the learning objectives of Unit 2. Before we started the lesson, uh, we discussed the lesson objectives in more details, and I divided lesson objectives in 3 categories. Number 1, watch, listen, and talk activities, then speaking and vocabulary activities, and then reading activities. In watch, listen, and talk activities, we will watch and listen to the IGCSE students, and also we will listen to some audio tracks, and we will uh, discuss the questions and answers after watching the videos and listening to the tracks. Then speaking vocabulary activities. In these activities, we will discuss topics in groups. We will learn how to explain our own opinion about any topic. Then students will practice using would and wouldn't in spoken language, and then we will be practicing the new vocabulary words during our lessons. Then reading activity. In this activity we will read different texts and then we will answer the questions like reading and comprehension topics. After the discussion on learning objectives, and we discussed about the television, and I asked the students to participate in uh, the discussion related to the television, what they think about television, what's the use of television, and do they think it's useful for us or not. And in current situation, in modern technology era, do they have television at their home or not? So we discussed this activity before we started the lesson. After that, we started activity A, and activity A is all about watch, listen, and talk. So watch and listen to some IGCSE students talking about television programs. Make a note of 3 different types of programs that the students like, and any types of program that the students never watch. So I ask the students to take notes while watching the video that I've included in the lesson, and I will include also that video in summary video, so you can also practice it again. So they have to answer 3 programs, list of 3 programs that the students of that IGCSE students like to watch, and also 3 programs that the students never watched. Then we talk about the second part of the activity, in which I ask them to write their own choice about television programs. So to complete this activity, I've included the video, and I'm going to include it again right now. So here is the video.
Favorite type of television? Favorite type of television programs are generally documentaries, preferably history. I mean, sometimes I watch biology-based documentaries, but not so much. Um, I'm really into dramas such as Peaky Blinders and Game of Thrones, obviously. Who isn't? My favorite type of television program is dance shows. I really love, personally, I love dancing, and I've been watching it since small. And I tend to look at choreography, styles, and music and the formations the group do, and that really interests me a lot. I don't watch much television because instead of watching television, I can spend my time with my friends and reading books or watching cat video on Facebook instead of just watching like an hour long TV program. I think it's not tend to be healthy. Yeah, I watch on the internet. I kind of don't really like the fact of TV where you have to wait for it to come on at a certain time. I kind of like to, if anything, I'll wait until after it's out so I can watch it when it's convenient and fits into my schedule, kind of thing. Not like I have a schedule per se, but when I can fit it in. The last thing I watched on TV was cartoons. My brother loves watching cartoons, and since I'm at home with him, once he comes back from school, I watch cartoons with him. I prefer to watch TV by myself, really, because I would annoy other people if I watch TV with people, because I'm one of those annoying people who asks, why did they do that? Why did that happen? And also, the one thing I hate more than that is somebody doing that to me, which is kind of ironic. I prefer watching it with someone, like my family. I think that it builds our bond stronger and we can spend more time with each other since that everyone's busy with doing their own things. It's kind of outdated for teenagers to watch television because you don't see many of your friends watching television these days. You just want a short break time during your study time instead of just switch yourself off from the world and watch a long TV program. Types of TV programs I generally don't like are soap operas, such as EastEnders and Coronation Street, because I find them quite repetitive. The TV programs that I never watch is sports news. I find it quite boring. There was once my dad turned the channel on, and I found it like, okay, this is not for me, so I didn't actually watch that. Yeah.
So that was the video. After watching the video, we discussed the answer for the activity 1A, and students participated and they discussed their answer. And I'm gonna include the answers also here in this summary video, so you can also note down the answers. Just hold on, please. This is the answer of activity A. 1. Types of program that the students like: documentaries, history documentaries, biology documentaries, dramas, dance shows. The students can write any three of these choices. Then, types of programs that the students never watch: soap operas and sports news. They just mentioned two, so I wrote those two activities. So this is the answer of activity 1A. Activity 2 is about their own answer required for this activity, because this is about their own choices. So they just wrote their own choices. Then in speaking activity, activity B, speaking and vocabulary activity. In this activity, we discussed these pictures, 5 pictures, okay, and I asked them to tell the type of program that you can see in these pictures. For example, picture 1 is cartoon, okay. Then picture 2, 3, 4, and 5. In this activity, I asked them to look at the pictures. What type of television program does each one show? Did the students uh, uh, just watch mention of any of these? Like we have to guess that does the IGCSE students mention any of these types of programs in their answer or not? So after completing this activity, after discussion on the pictures, okay, I shared the answers for activity 2, 1, also B1 also, which I'm going to include it here. So here are the answers of B1. Picture 1 cartoon, picture 2 sports news, picture 3 chat show, picture 4 game show, and picture 5 dance show. And yes, the IGCSE students mentioned sports news and dance show in their answer. So that was the activity 2-1, B1, and that was our today's lesson. And inshallah, we will continue the activity B in coming lessons. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for joining. Take care and Allah Hafiz.